Hey everybody, the secret agent is here. In the 74th episode, we were shown some very strange drawings and photos related to G-Man. So today I have collected all the existing theories to understand with you which ones are true and which ones are not. Could G-Man really be a full-fledged Titan? What are those blueprints in the lab? What's the connection between G-Man and the Astro Toilets? And theories about Astro Toilets in this video? As you may recall, in episode 70, we were supposedly shown a contract between the Astro Toilets and G-Man. We couldn't make out anything at the time because we don't know the Skibidi language. But that's not what's important. Just recently, a popular YouTuber elite cameraman got from Defuk the original concept of this paper. On it, G-Man was shown lines on his head, which at the moment belonged to only one race. And this is the race of Astro Toilets. And back to the current time, in the new series, we were shown this type of G-Man again. Given that this shot is already faded, we can conclude that it was taken a long time ago. Perhaps even when there were humans living on the planet, and there was no Skibidi war. I assume that G-Man was the first toilet on planet Earth and came here to conquer the planet. It's logical to assume that Astro Toilets are some kind of alien invaders who are taking over galaxies. Why else would they be traveling at supersonic speeds, logically, for interstellar travel? But back to G-Man. After the start of his operation, he had problems with his land grab. That's why the Astro Toilets decided to kill the useless G-Man and take over the planet themselves. The theory sounds interesting, but there is a small inconsistency. G-Man in the penultimate episode before the fight with the Titans tried to warn them of the danger, maybe even save them, but to what end? The first theory may be partially true. G-Man was the first Skibidi and Astro Toilet on Earth, but he didn't come here to capture them, he came here to save them. What if the Astro Toilets are actually some kind of universal evil group that terrorizes the galaxy, robbing and murdering innocent beings, and G-Man being in it decides to break away and create his own army to defeat the evil Astro Toilets, but his globally good intentions were perceived as planetary evil by the inhabitants of the Earth because by his existence, G-Man created more and more toilets like himself. By the way, yes, you heard me right, I believe that G-Man was the first Skibidist on Earth. Despite the male 07 we were shown in the first episodes, this poor man was actually infected by G-Man himself. He infected and hid because he was afraid that without an army to support him, he would be easy to kill. And back then, toilets were simple, white and unarmored. You could kill them with any firearm. Now even the most ordinary toilet can't be easily killed. Most people need their own unique approach. Speaking of armor and upgrades, remember that drawing on the wall from the new episode? Theorists have already come up with a lot of sometimes silly and ridiculous theories about it. I've looked at them all, and now I can confidently tell you the best one. It is obvious to state that G-Man is going to make himself a new military suit that will make him look like the Titans of the Alliance. It's been discussed by everyone, but I don't think you've noticed how we've been shown the process of developing this suit. In the 74th episode, we were shown just for a couple of seconds the cage where the captured cameraman and speakermen were sitting. They were battered and in some places disassembled. But why? The answer is simple. The scientists who helped or designed this new G-Man suit had actually researched the enemy's weaknesses. They tortured captured cameramen and speakermen to figure out how to eliminate them more effectively. Based on the fact that in the previous series G-Man has often surprised with his cleverness and ingenuity of gadgets, I think that in the new suit will be a lot of chips and gadgets that will quickly and easily kill entire squads of ordinary agents of the Alliance. And do not forget that there were a lot of containers that were transported by helicopter pilots. Most likely, the Titan suit was transported in them, and the improvements we saw in the Titan's fight with G-Man were just part of his full combat kit. With the knowledge of the structure of enemies, G-Man will use the most sophisticated methods of killing. The new suit will surprise us. I can also surprise you with a very strange fact. If we try to translate this picture from Greek, we get a lot of inscriptions about squid. You ask me, what's the big deal? To that, I answer that personally, these limbs reminded me very much of Dr. Octopus's tentacles from Spider-Man. Perhaps the new limbs G-Man will use not like the other Titans, like human limbs, bottom legs on top of arms, but like Dr. Octopus from the movie. I think it would look very epic. I'd like to discuss with you a rather delusional, but no less interesting theory. Somewhere on the internet, I saw a concept that the Astro Toilets weren't really a separate race all along. They were supposed to be ordinary toilets who didn't like the rash, stupid actions of G-Man, who was responsible for the deaths of many ordinary toilets. Some group got tired of tolerating it and separated from the main army and formed their own troop of Astro Toilets. And after they have achieved enough technical and evolutionary progress to fight with their former leader, they decided to slowly attack and spoil the affairs of the untalented commander G-Man. I think that they prepared their attack for a very long time, because the army, which was shown to us in the last series, appeared appeared obviously not in one day, but was formed for months. And their most terrifying development is the giant astro toilet with which they decided to take over the planet. Unfortunately, that's where all the theories I've found end. After discarding the most delusional ones, we have a picture like this. I'll be watching and waiting with you for the 75th episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Bye bye everybody, bye bye.